In the heart of the wilderness, where moonlight touches ancient trees, we huddle together. The fire crackles, its warmth a fragile shield against the unknown. Tonight, we share stories. Dark whispers that crawl up our spines, leaving goosebumps in their wake. Welcome to Scary States of America. Number 10, Sensabaugh Tunnel, located in Churchill, Tennessee. The Sensabaugh Tunnel is crumbling, walls scarred with graffiti. It's located off the main road, so the tunnel isn't consistently used. Really, it's just a place for people to go thrill-seeking. The tunnel gets its name from the Sensabaugh family ruling patriarch. He built the tunnel in 1920s, and legend has it he murdered his wife and daughter only a few years later. Also, it is said that he dumped their bodies in the tunnel. Broken by grief and angry at what he did, he wanders the woods to this day. Ghost hunters say that you can hear the screams of his daughter and wife through the darkness of the tunnel as well. It is reported that when people enter the tunnel with a car, their ignition turns off, and they are unable to continue. It's said that the ghost of Mr. Sensabaugh is there at the entrance of the tunnel, waiting, just waiting, for you to come by and pay him a visit. Number 9, the Tennessee State Prison. Built in 1898, the Tennessee State Prison was actually modeled after the famed prison in Auburn, New York. It was active until 1992 when prisoners were transferred to Riverbend Prison. You can't take a tour of it now due to its unsafe interior, but it is stunning to look at from the outside, don't you think? The history of the prison is rife with prisoner-induced fires and riots. At one point, an attempted prison break blew out a wing. It makes sense. On one day, the 800-person prison admitted 1,403 men from all over the state. Many murders and atrocities happened here. You can feel it in the walls. I wouldn't go there, would you? Number 8, the haunted campground at Cades Cove. Cades Cove is known for sprawling views and a stunning close-up of Tennessee's gorgeous scenery. It is a beautiful gem of a place, tucked up in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. But people report seeing strange things happening out there. A historic settlement, Cades Cove was initially settled by John Oliver in 1812. The area had been consistently traversed by Native Americans who trekked 2 trails through the mountains, threading their way through the woods and the new settlement. The scary thing, there's a graveyard on the property. It still garners multiple visitors and lies right outside the church windows. There are even some tombs that are marked, and I quote, "murder victims." They don't even have names, just murder victims. We all know it was a different time, but my goodness. What a strange thing to have etched forever on your final resting place. When people have stayed there at Cades Cove, they have reported figures in the woods. People have noted strange noises, eerie sounds that echo through the cove at night. Some say it's Basil Estep, who was supposedly killed by the ghost of his wife. No one's sure why campers find themselves troubled by the ghosts, but there always seems to be some sort of ghostly trouble. Perhaps the scariest thing is that we can't quite put a finger on why these terrifying things happen. And that's the worst part of all. Number 7, Greenbrier Restaurant in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. It's a fabulous place if you're looking for a delicious lunch, but it's also a good place to find a ghost. A friendly ghost to be sure, but a ghost nonetheless. According to a local legend, a young, sprightly ghost named Lydia haunts the Greenbrier Restaurant. Originally built in the 30s as a cabin, it was later converted to a restaurant. There are no qualms about their friendly ghost. In fact, you can even order honorary dessert, Lydia's chocolate suicide for 2. Number 6, the Lexer Plantation. Jeremiah Lexer was born in 1826 building a life as an upstanding member of the Talbot family, a fairly extensive family. He was influential in the establishment of Hamblen County, which is why many believe his crimes were so intensely covered up. On July 5th, 1902, Lexer went on a brutal killing spree, murdering the whole of his family with an axe, then throwing himself out the second-story window. When the sheriff came to look at the property, they were shocked to find that there were 30 bodies in various states of decomposition on the property. Number 5. Sleepy Hollow Road in Trenton, Tennessee. If you drive down Sleepy Hollow Road late at night, you better not stop your car. The eerie stories that revolve around this stretch of road in the backwoods of Trenton will give you the creeps. Legend goes, if you stop on the road and yell out your car windows, "Come to me!" 3 times, the ghosts will make themselves visible. What they are, however they look, you'll be able to feast your eyes on a fearful sight. Just keep going. Don't stop your car. If you do turn your car off, it just won't start. Number 4. The Haunted Cemetery near Nashville, Tennessee. You can't visit this haunted cemetery near Nashville anymore, but you can visit exactly where it once was, poltergeist style. This is a graveyard that was once a community hub, but has since become a story fit for a Hollywood movie. The Pegram Family Cemetery, or where it once was, is at the very end of Walk Up Road in Pegram, Tennessee. In 1970, a group of developers decided to raise a bit of land that ran along a stretch of the Harpeth River in Pegram, Tennessee. It included the family cemetery. In 1975, 5 years after the beginning of the project, the Harpeth River rose 30 feet and brought up a coffin. Archie Greer of Pegram woke up with the coffin of a Mrs. Carrie Pegram Heath in his front yard. She also happened to be the first postmistress of Pegram. The town realized that the developers hadn't done a very good job of taking care of the dead, and that the dirt that we're chatting about was used as fill dirt across the town, which means that cemetery ground was scattered all the way through the city. Number 3. The Civil War Battlefield near Chattanooga, Tennessee. There are multiple stories of different ghosts haunting the Chickamauga and Chattanooga National Military Park. The original battle was fought in 1863, but the yearning cry of the lives lost bleeds over even into this day. Union troops captured Chattanooga, and they were on their way to Atlanta. They were led by General William Rosecrans. 37,000 soldiers were killed from both armies over the 2-day period. The blood ran thick over the foliage, a mire of broken hearts and lost dreams. One of the most famous ghosts is called the Lady in White, and she is supposedly searching for her husband who died in the battle, buried without a headstone. Number 2. The Ghost Loop Trail. Located in Big Ridge State Park, the 3,687-acre park lies 25 miles north of Knoxville, Tennessee. The Ghost Loop Trail is there, one that stretches 1.2 miles in a loop. It runs you past the ruins of the Hutchinson family farm as well as their cemetery. Though the trail is gorgeous, it is most definitely haunted. Are you brave enough to walk about the haunting historical lands? One of the most famous stories that revolve around the park and the trail is that of the Hutchinson family. Many say you can still hear the phantom panting of their dog, the ghost of which materialized when young Mary Hutchinson succumbed to tuberculosis. Indian Rock marks the spot where settler Peter Graves was scalped by the local folk, and his mutilated ghost is supposed to walk the grounds to this day. If you take a picture at the family cemetery in the park, it's said that you can still see the ghostly silhouettes of the dead. A young witch was said to be hung by her father in these woods, and her spirit haunts the grist mill along the trail. Of course, if we know our history, we know she probably wasn't a witch at all. Number 1. The Bell Witch in Adams, Tennessee. You may have heard of the Bell Witch haunting, one that tells of a ghost in the mid-1800s, a poltergeist to be precise, that haunted the Bell family to death. The story begins simple enough. John Bell of North Carolina moved his family to Robertson County, right in the heart of Tennessee. He was a fairly wealthy man, and he and his wife built themselves a beautiful little family. It was in 1817 that he first found a scary-looking animal in his cornfield. After shooting it multiple times, it simply vanished. That's when it all began. With beating sounds on the walls, scary noises in the night, and children having their covers ripped off of them in the dark. The hauntings got worse. Soon there were whispers, songs sung by an invisible woman, one that targeted their daughter, Betsy. Her hair was pulled, and bodies slapped and pinched and beaten. The Bells brought friends to the home, and they experienced the same terrible fear. This went on for years. The family began to go mad, worrying constantly about the invisible entity that hated their family. John Bell died after slipping into a coma. His health had been failing since the haunting started up, and after his death, the family found a strange vial of liquid in the cupboard. Legend has it that once they found it, there was a voice that said, "I gave old Jack a big dose of that last night, which fixed him." They then threw it into a fire.